Please read on language, thought, and culture. Okay, because you have to read this first because it's kind of debatable issues on all on theories. Okay, so please read chapter 9, or else you won't understand what I'm trying to, what you might not understand. Okay, what would be taught next week. Okay, especially on page 179 if you look at your ebook, okay, on the 4 theories regarding the dependence of thought and culture on language, where there are debatable issues on all these theories, okay, which is also related to first language acquisition, second language acquisition, all right. For example, when they talk about one theory, but there are debatable issues on saying that there are inadequacies of theories. For example, children having no speech production, can they comprehend speech and think? Okay, that kind of apa ni? Debatable issues. Okay, speech comprehension, which imply thoughts develops before speech production in normal children. Okay, which comes first? Is it comprehension or is it speech production? Okay, what about someone who likes to tell lie? Okay, so look at that as well. Okay, and there will be debatable issues in on these particular chapters, so please read for next week's class. All right, or else you might get confused what I'm trying to tell you later. Okay, so all this will be also in your test too. Okay, like chapter 10, yeah, like chapter 10 it is also related to second language acquisition. Okay, first language acquisition, so it will come out in your exam, yeah, where I will talk okay, it's just all about mentalism versus materialism. Please read also. Hopefully I can cover and finish these 2 chapters, hopefully. Okay, because you have to start also with your presentation. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Okay. Chomsky is all argumentation. Yes, on Chomsky. Okay, please read because this is related to second language, first language acquisition. Yeah. Uh, okay, and the last chapter of this book. Okay, it's not all chapters. Okay, so please refer to the teaching plan that I've shared. Okay, with you. In your e-learning on week 1 already, I've already shared the teaching plan. Okay, language and the brain, I've taught you that will be the last chapter in this book. All right. So chapter 10 you may read on your own because it is related to first language acquisition, second language acquisition. Okay. Mana lagi? Okay, bilingual. You see, this is also on first language acquisition, second language acquisition. Okay, that is chapter 8. Okay, please read on your own as well. Okay, some are not in sequence with first chapter and second chapter. Okay, and the rest, alright, yang tak ada dalam teaching plan. Okay, should be tally the syllabus, the CI, which we have done earlier, so I won't cover here, yeah, and won't be in your test as well. Okay, chapter 6, also please read, yeah, on your own because it's related to, you see, children versus adults in second language learning. It's actually already in the slides, okay, some slides that I've already used to talk to you, all right, earlier, okay, but the detail here, please read, okay, because lecturers are not going to read books for you, all right, so that is your job to read it for your test, yeah, okay, so your test two nanti I will talk about this chapter wild and isolated children and the critical age issues. Next week's topic, okay, and also some of language and the brain, also language and the brain. Okay, please take note. Okay. This topic for today, next week's topics, and language and the brain. Okay? Okay. So I will proceed with this. All right. Wild and isolated children. Okay. The critical issues. Okay. Language and human beings. Yeah. Is language as natural to human beings as walking and smiling? Okay. Are children able to produce and comprehend language without experiencing language? Okay. You have learned this. Is there an age beyond a person is unable to learn a first or a second language? Okay, I've taught you all about this. Okay, the critical period and so on. What happens when children grow up with little human contact or no love? Okay, so there, okay, have been a number of reported cases of children raised by wolves, dogs, pigs, all right, sheep, and other animals. Okay, and these children are known as wild or feral child. Okay, there are cases of children who have been kept in confinement or isolation by their parents or others and consequently were not exposed to language. Okay, and these are all the reported cases of wild isolated children. Okay, this one is this. Okay, all the one in the books are all well known. Okay, because the scholars did research. Okay, on this earlier. Victor. Okay, the wild boy of Averon. Okay, and Ginny, all right, she's very famous among linguists, okay, raised in isolation, okay. Helen Keller, the renowned deaf and blind, okay, not only blind but deaf, right, okay, uh, that's rather worse, you know, but how she could survive. There's a video after this that you will, okay, we will view together. Okay, a critical age for first language acquisition. Why did Helen fully learn while Victor and Jeannie didn't? Okay, without exposure to language, children will not acquire language. Children need some form of exposure in the form of speech, signs, writing, or touch, yeah, before language learning can occur, and that exposure should be offered as early as possible in the child's life. Okay, exposure. Okay, two major factors governing language learning. The first one is the age at which exposure to language began. Okay, and number two, the extent of any physical, psychological, and social trauma prior to exposure to language. Okay, these are the major factors governing language learning. The age is important, okay, at which you expose, okay, your children in future, okay, or someone's, yeah, exposure of language. Age is always important. Okay, the younger, the better. Okay, The extent of any physical, psychological, and social trauma prior to exposure to language. Okay, the critical age for first language acquisition. Okay, so the critical hypothesis, again, the belief that the ability to learn language declines with increasing age. That means the older you are, okay, the ability to learn language declines. Okay, so it is always better to learn language earlier. So certain biological events related to language development can only happen in an early critical period. Okay, and certain linguistic events must happen to the child during this period for development to proceed normally. So it is all about exposure, okay, of someone's, okay, and okay, what are given to them, all right, throughout their life. Okay, so the exposure is important here, yeah. Hold on, yeah, let me check in the text here. Kenzie Nulchinsky, this animal. Okay, in your book, okay, please refer to hmm, let me see in your okay. Okay, hold on, yeah. I'll be showing this in your in the slides. Please hold on. Okay, as we go back to the oops. Oops. Okay, can you see your book here?
No.
Eh? Oh, okay. I thought share screen. Sorry. On here. Eh, where's it? Okay. So you may refer to your ebook, okay, for this. Wild and isolated children, okay, at critical age. Okay, hold on. Sorry. That's important SMS. Okay, WhatsApp. Okay, Victor, the wild boy of Iberon. So what happened to him? Okay, scientific into this matter of wild children increased dramatically. Okay, they started in January of the year 1800. Okay, when a boy was captured by hunters in the woods near the village of Saint Sernin, okay, where in the Aveyron district of France. Okay, it's in France that time. So the boy appeared to be 11 or 12 years old and was naked except for what was left of a tattered shirt, and he made no sounds other than guttural animal-like noises. Okay, he seems to have survived on his own for years in the wild. Okay, probably he had been abandoned originally, but at what age or by whom could not be ascertained. So this is what scholars, okay, a person who did research, and then they observe on their language and so on. Okay, okay, let's look at next one here. Ithad, okay, tries teaching speech but fail. Okay, so these are no longer okay the boy's education. Okay, after they found the boy, and they give education. Yeah, so the boy's education was assigned to an eager educator. Okay, the creative and dedicated Gaspar Ita. So it set up an ambitious program with goals, okay, that included social as well as language training. So the wild boy was given the name Victor by Itat, okay, because when you do research, okay, this is something important as well. Okay, name the person, okay, then only you can recall, okay, what your findings as you go by. Okay, so his education began with intense work and involved a variety of games and activities that Ita designed to socialize Victor and make him aware of the world around him. Okay, so these are the process that is going on. Okay, so speech training with Victor proved to be very frustrating for Ita. So it centered around simply trying to get Victor to repeat some words and speech sounds, and Victor first had to learn from where speech sounds were originating before he could associate such sounds with language. And eventually, Victor came to be able to distinguish speech sounds from other sounds in the environment, and he was even able to differentiate sounds of normal speech from the poorly pronounced speech sounds made by the deaf children in that institute of deaf, yeah, where he now resided. So Victor first learned to repeat the sound, okay, Lee, apparently his personal contraction of Julie, okay, the name of the daughter of an assistant at the institute. Madame Guerin, okay. So in addition, he would repeat the phrase, "Oh Dieu, oh God," and he was picked up by from Madame Guerin. He also learned to say the word for milk, okay, that is light in French, okay. With regard to this word, however, Itat noted that Victor would generally repeat it when given milk, but would not really use the word in a communicative sense, such as in asking for milk, okay, just milk, okay. On the other hand, Victor was able to comprehend speech in the form of commands for household chores and made a specific sound each time he wanted a wheel barrow ride. So it was not clear, okay, though that means communicative was actually language rather than simply the recognition of environment context. Okay, so what can Itat, okay, what is actually Itat found out? Tries reading and writing with success. So Itat decided to abandon attempts to teach Victor language by speech imitation and move on to another of his goals to sharpen the boy's perceptual abilities. And he embarked on a program of having Victor to learn to match colors and shapes and then match drawings with the objects they represented. Okay. So following an insightful ideas, he then set about teaching Victor the letters of the alphabet using letters on individual cards, okay? And the boy learned the milk word light again, but this time in the form of alphabetic letters, okay? It's because it's all about reading, okay, and writing, okay? So Victor was able to spell it out at first backwards, then upside down. Okay, since that is how he had first seen it from across the table. So of his own accord, he later picked out those letters and seemed to use them to spell out a request for milk when he was taken on a visit by Ita to a friend's home. So however, it is possible that Victor may have simply been showing off his new toys, the cards, okay, to Ita's friend. So eventually, Victor did make progress in reading. Okay, initially, Victor took written words such as book to mean a specific object, particular book. Eventually, he learned to associate with words with classes of objects, in this example. Okay, all books. So Victor went through some of the same problem of overgeneralization that ordinary children go through in learning language. Okay, considering more or example like a knife to be razor, and he learned adjectives such as big, small, hot, cold, and a variety of color words. Yeah, and he also learned verbs such as eat, drink, touch, and throw. So each of these words was written on a card for him, and in the beginning, he communicated with others using the word card. Later, he was able to write the words himself from memory. Okay, so in less than a year, ITAT was able to issue a report stating in effect that Victor's senses, memories, attention were intact. Okay, so be careful in your objective questions. Yeah, all these details might be asked. Okay, the success on which part and so on. Yeah, ABC question, 30 questions. Still the same questions. Yeah, see the same format. Okay. Um, and next week, yeah, all lecturers, actually, I don't know, but okay, I will at least give you two, yeah, two carry marks first, okay, as what is asked by the faculty. All right, so inshallah next week, okay. If it's ready this week, okay, I will also post it in e-learning. Okay, so in less than a year, okay, what is happening? ITA was able to issue the report, yeah? So just now is to what? ITA, okay, ITA was able to issue the report stating in effect that Victor's sensory, memory, attention were intact, and he had the ability to compare and judge, and he could read and write to some extent. Okay, so Victor's speech did not improve, however, it was speech that ITA was concerned with. Unfortunately, he did not follow up on teaching reading, which uh, could have benefited Victor greatly. So Ikat tries again and speech fails, then gives up. You see, so maybe because Victor did not get exposure in speaking. Okay, so that's why here Itat devoted 5 years to Victor. You see, that means Itat has had tried his best, yeah, to actually in doing his research and so on to help Victor to speak, yeah. But this is for 5 years here, yeah. So near the end of that period, he tried once again to teach the boy to speak. These attempts failed too. Soon afterwards, Itat decided to end his work with Victor. He arranged for Victor to live in a house with Madame Guerin, and Victor lived there for 18 years, continuing to be mute until his death in 1928 at the age of about 38. You see, he's still mute, yeah, until his death. Okay, you see how important, okay, speech exposure. Am I right? Okay, if let's say you have a kids and you don't speak to them, and you do dia ke whatever, um, you abandon them. Okay, please don't, yeah, because but this one is because, yeah, Victor lived in a jungle, okay, somewhere, right? Okay, is it just now where they found it? They found him. Mana I nak tekan? Okay. Okay, so please reread again, yeah? So you see, he still, Itat can't help, okay? Victor with that, okay? Okay, let's look at Genie, raised in isolation. Okay, Genie is discovered at 13 years of age and brutally abused, okay? This is very sad, okay? This is done by his father. If you look at this, yeah? Genie was discovered in 1990s in the Los Angeles. So if you say she was 13 years old, never speak and no exposure at all, okay? 13 years old is already uh, above critical age, okay? Critical period to learn a language, right? Okay, so she was 13 years old and had been locked in a small room in her house by her father for the preceding 12 years. And during the day, she had been kept naked except for a harness that held her to an infant's toilet seat. At night, she was put into a restraining sleeping bag and placed in a covered crib, and that was in effect a cage. Okay, that's too very bad. Yeah, very bad. She was fed and never spoken to, okay, but never spoken to. And her father beat her frequently with a wooden stick and growled at her like a dog while doing so. Other than a couple of plastic raincoats, empty thread spool, an occasional magazine, and some empty containers that she was given to play with, and she had nothing much to look at. Okay, the small windows at her room were covered by curtains. Little to touch, little to do. Okay, and Jeannie's mother eventually escaped, taking the child with her. And it was in his way that the case was discovered by authorities. Yeah. As for the father, he committed suicide on the day he was to be put on trial. Okay, for mistreating the child. Okay, good for him lah. Okay, that's you're not supposed to do it. Okay. Mm. Okay, but the mom, okay, eventually escaped and taking the child with her. So at the time of her discovery, Ginny was a pitiful physical condition and appeared to have no language at all. So based on the information later provided by her mother, the girl had started to begin to acquire languages prior to her confinement when she was around 20 months ago. And this is about the same age that Helen Keller, okay, loss of her hearing and vision. However, if Jeannie had learned to comprehend some basic elements of speech, then she would have likely lost them after 12 years of living in silence. Okay, that's too bad. Okay, so what we would like to see, yeah, actually, um, Jeannie is given freedom and care here. So, okay, what did she get here? Okay, so like Victor, yeah, during her first few weeks of freedom, Ginny was alert and curious, okay? But unlike Victor, she displayed some ability to understand and even imitate. Okay, although poorly, some individuals' words such as mother, red bunny. However, except for such words, she had little, if any, comprehension or grammatical structures. Okay, so generally she responded only to gestures and the intonation of words, and batteries of psychological tests indicated that her cognitive abilities were little more than those of a 12-year-old. Okay, that's very poor, cognitive abilities. And with her language displaying many of the characteristics of 2-year-olds, yeah, as they go through the initial stages of language learning. Okay, after just a few months of care, however, Ginny changed considerably. Okay, she gained weight and strength and was able to go on long walks. While her original speech production had been limited to a few utterances such as no more, stop it, okay, by the end of few months, she had acquired the words of hundreds of objects. She had an intense curiosity about the names of things in the world around her. Okay, and Ginny responds linguistically and socially. After about a year had passed since she was discovered, yeah, Ginny was evaluated again on her language ability. She was tested, for example, on a variety of syntactic structures, okay, such as her understanding of simple negation, could respond correctly to sentences like "show me the bunny that does not have a carrot," as opposed to "show me the bunny that has a carrot," you know. She was tested on her understanding at adjectives such as big, little. She was required to place objects with respect to other objects in, under, next to, behind, okay, to see if she understood the relationship, okay, expressed by those prepositions. Okay, and it was found that Jeannie's ability to understand speech had improved quite rapidly, although her progress in speech production was very slow and continued to be slow. Okay, so normally, you see, Victor, Jeannie, okay, what affected here is speech production. Okay, the progress of speech production, okay, both affected Victor and Jeannie. Okay, Gini researched a peak in language learning. Gini language learning was studied for about 8 years. Okay, after which time she made little progress, and her language ability, both in terms of understanding and production, remained well below normal, and her speech continued to be ungrammatical. So Ginny, like Victor, was not able to acquire a normal level of language despite receiving a great amount of care, attention, instruction, linguistic input. Okay, and Ginny was finally placed in a home for retarded adults where she now lives. Okay, and this was the end of scientific collection of data on Ginny's linguistic and other development. So that was the last time, 1993. Okay, so they stopped it. Okay, so what we can conclude here for Genie, Victor, okay, the speech production, okay, really affect them. So you see how important, to communicate. Okay, if you have kids, children, right, in future, communicate with them. Okay, expose them with so many, uh, you have to stop. Okay, so speech production, speech comprehension, yeah, is important. Okay, Isabel is another child here. Okay, a pseudonym. Okay, who because of her confinement with a mute mother, and he did not begin to learn language until she gained her freedom at 6 years of age. Okay, so okay, the mother of Isabel had sustained a brain injury at the age of 2, and as a result, never developed speech. Okay, according to Mason, she was wholly uneducated, and she could neither talk nor read nor write, but communicated with her family by means of crude gestures of her own origination. So when she was 22, the woman had a child called Isabel. Okay, during the period of her pregnancy, for 6.5 years after the child's birth, the mother and child had apparently been locked in a room behind drawn sheets. Yeah, and the mother finally escaped, taking Isabel, and it was then that Isabel's case was brought to the attention of the authorities again. So this led to Isabel's admittance to the Children's Hospital in Columbus. Okay, that is 1938. Okay, so Mason was assistant director of the speech clinic of hospital, and she undertook the task of trying to help Isabel. So this is Isabel's progress here. Okay, what is happening? Isabel's first attempt at vocalization came just 1 week after Mason's first visit with her. So the child's first spoken sound were approximation of ball, car, in response of showing a ball and a toy car being prompted by Mason through gesture to try and say the words. Yeah. So in less than 3 months after her entrance to the hospital, Isabel was producing sentence utterances. Okay, so he find this entry in Mason's journal. So of course, when someone is doing research, okay, you have to record this. Okay, what is happening, what's the date, yeah, on what date and so on. So you see on February 8th, say Isabel, okay, says the following sentences voluntarily. That's my baby. I love my baby. Open your eyes and so on. Okay. After just 1 year, Isabel listens attentively while a story is read to her, and she retells the story in her own limited vocabulary, bringing out the main points. After a year and a half, the report of a student teacher working with Isabel noted that the child's question now included complex structures such as, why does the paste come out if one upsets the jaw? And what did Miss Mason say when you told her I cleaned my room? We find represented in these sentences WH questions. Why, when, with auxiliary do, embedded sentences, conditional, conjoining, and proper tensing. So thus, after only 20 months, Isabel has progressed, okay, from her first spoken word to full-length sentences, okay, and intelligent questioning. So the truly, this was a remarkable achievement, and so different from the outcomes with Victor and Ginny. But unfortunately, no further reports on Isabel progress are available to our knowledge. Okay, so up to that. And then you have here Chelsea. Okay, please read, yeah? Okay, and you can see what happened here with Chelsea. Okay, Chelsea, yeah, is a girl who began to learn language at the age of 32. Okay, that's rather, okay, that's after, that's already, okay, above, yeah, what is said as apa tu? Critical period. Okay, so when she was born, Chelsea's family thought that she was deaf, initially misdiagnosed as retarded. And because she lived in a rural area in Northern California, she did not receive any language training or instruction of any kind. Okay, unlike Victor, Ginny, and Chelsea, grow up in a loving family environment. Okay, so what are the language development? Through language instruction, Chelsea has developed an extensive vocabulary here. Unlike Jenny, though her syntactic profile appears to lack any word order. Okay, and provides example here like the small, a hat, the hat. Okay, it's not that means that is this is the utterances. These are the utterances of Chelsea. Okay, produced. Yeah. Richard eat peppers hot. Okay, not in sequence, yeah. Banana the eat. The boat sits water on. Combing hair the boy. All right. So that's how Chelsea speak. So though Chelsea has developed rapidly in vocabulary and the use of language in a wide range of speech acts and social rituals like greetings, okay, also complaints and requests, she was unable to form grammatically correct utterances and to remain on topic. Evidently, since the time there has been improvement since Chelsea, who is now above 50 years old, has a job, yeah, where she does some reading and writing. She interacts socially and is independent. Okay, that's very, very good. Okay, maybe she feels that why, yes, someone can be successful like her. Maybe she found out, oh, she has to survive somewhere. Okay, because it is because he has a job. She has a job already. So I think she needs to survive, and therefore, uh, the language grows. Okay, you see, because she does some reading and writing. Okay, that's impressive, yeah, for this case. Okay, Helen Keller. Okay, okay, let's take a break. It's already uh, nearly 40 minutes. Yeah, let's take 5 minutes break. Okay, then we come back. Okay, because after
Okay.
this we will view the video of Helen Keller. All right, see you after this.
Okay,
Okay,
Medan.
yeah, 10:30. Okay. All right. Okay. I'll continue, yeah? Ready?
Yes.
Okay, before I forgot, yesterday I did inform for all to submit because I'm just afraid, yeah, those who submitted their video recording last time for your issues, right? If you submit, uh, thank you. Now I can see someone is submitting it. Ya, Fatin Diana, thank you. I'm afraid kalau dekat YouTube tu dia dah it's not for long life. You understand? And it will disappear, right? Right. Okay. Because lecturers need the video, okay, for our future apa ni ISO, okay, for presentation and so on. Okay, so please submit, or you can just create a drive from your email. Kan ada drive that you can create it and submit your video there and link to me. Okay, allow me to access. Boleh kan? Alright. Or like what Aiman planned to do before. Did you submitted all together for your group members or what? Yeah, Aiman. I'm not sure. Okay, so siapa yang buat YouTube ya? Please, how shall I say? I did send my group through Google Drive. Did you link to me? Link to my email, Aiman? Did you link to my email, Aiman? Okay, that's important, yeah, for my accessibility. Yeah, link the drive to my email. Okay, link the drive. After this, I will try and let you know. Link the drive, okay, to my email. Okay, are you Rita Muhammad? Is my long name, yeah? At gmail.com. Okay, so those who have not submit not submitted yet, so please, yeah, you can send or create a drive or anything, okay, through my email. Okay, all right, let's proceed a bit more. Okay, this topic is a lot, yeah. Uh, okay, so please read, yeah, the discussion, yeah, on certain, okay, those who are affected, yeah, here, or we call it wild children. Okay. All right. Helen Keller, renowned deaf and blind. Okay, becomes deaf and blind at 19 months, then secures a teacher. Okay, any discussion of language deprivation, yeah, cannot be considered complete without a case of Helen Keller. Okay, because her case is special. Yeah, Helen Keller was born normal, and then due to illness, she became deaf and blind at the age of 19. Okay, that's why people say if you have children and if they are sick, please go to clinic fast. Okay, jangan ingat, oh demam biasa, because kuman, okay, berada dalam darah. Alright, so you see, due to illness, she became deaf and blind. Okay, okay. So thus, before tragedy struck, she had already experienced some degree of language. Okay, that means she has language background before, and would probably have had some degree of comprehension and production. So that was the extent of her language exposure until 6 years later in 1987 at age of 7, when Anne Sullivan Mackey came to teach her language. Okay, so Macy herself partly blind. Okay, so this person, yeah, Macy, all right, is of course, yeah, blind. Okay, because they can share and teach each other. Okay, on how to communicate. Okay, so Macy herself partly blind, partly, and only 21 years old, and was engaged by Kelly's parents on the recommendation of um Alexander Graham Bell. Who is this Alexander Graham Bell? You remember for your science uh, classes before? Yes, who invented, okay, the telephone? Right? Good, Ayman. Before becoming famous as an inventor of the telephone, yeah, Bell was a noted educator of the deaf, as was as was his Scottish father before him. And Bell's mother and his own wife were deaf. You see? Wow. So Bell was therefore quite familiar with deafness and the problems involved in deaf education. That's amazing. Okay. Helen's case was more complex, though, since she was blind as well. You see, it's very challenging. There's so many lorries. You know, on this frontispiece of this book, yeah, Helen is shown communicating with Belle by hand signals, and one she is also communicating with Sullivan Macy by touching her lips and vocal cords with her hands. Yeah. So Helen learns language. How? Yeah. So in spite of Keller's seemingly overwhelming sensory handicap, so Macy's effort to teach Helen language through the sense of touch was successful. Okay. Thus, here, yeah. Thus, Helen learned language through touch and later even learned to speak. This was accomplished by Helen's directly touching the speech articulators around the face, like mouth, lips, vocal cords, throat, okay, etc. Of Sullivan, Macy, and others. Okay, even though Helen was unable to hear and receive an auditory feedback of her own speech, she nevertheless was able to produce speech even though she could not receive any auditory feedback. So she may have retained some of the speech ability and that she had acquired prior to her illness. Okay, that's the good part. Okay, she actually have the speech ability before he was sick. All right, and while recognizable, her speech was somewhat strange. Okay, she spoke in a high pitched monotone manner. Okay, and Helen went to learn to read and produce braille. Okay, so Keller's autobiography, The Story of My Life, is fascinating to read. Yeah, so you please read the detail. Okay, so what I want to always inform you is the conclusion part. Okay, Keller went to graduate from Radcliffe, okay, the Harvard University Division for Women in those days with honors, and become an acclaimed lecturers and writers in the service of handicapped people around the world. Okay, that's tremendous. Okay, this is deaf and blind. So what else is here? Okay, there shouldn't be an excuses to success. Yeah, always remember. Okay, so the essential part of aspects of language, yeah, that a sound, sign, touch could represent an object had been discovered. It is significant that although Helen had no words for the situations and events that she describes prior to her learning of her first word, she was able to think clearly about her life and then to write about it later. Okay, so how is that Keller was able to attain the level of language excellence that she did? It might be argued that Keller's success in language learning was beneficially affected by relatively short encounter that she had, okay, with speech in her infancy. Okay, because she had the language, okay, the language capabilities, okay, before speech capabilities, okay, only after 7, okay, at the age of 7. That means At that time she has the language and all, okay, at before critical age, you see. So that's why she can take up, okay, although you see, Kelly's success in language learning was beneficially affected by a relatively short encounter that she had speech, yeah, in her infancy. And this may be so to some extent. However, the fact that after the lengthy 6 years period of not being exposed to language, yeah, it took as long as it did not for her to learn her first word, water, suggests that her pre-illness exposure to language was minimal benefit. Okay, that's why she can be successful here. Okay, so that's the good part. Okay, so you see, she is deaf. Okay, but is a lecturer and writer. Okay, always look at you know, special people. How can they be successful? And look at us. We have eyes. We are complete. Okay, we have mouth. We are not deaf. Okay, so there should be no excuses not to be more successful than these people. Okay, mm, always read, okay, about this. And this morning I came across a news, yeah, where OKU, okay, one of the lecturers in UTM, yeah, the place where I study now, he is an OKU person, but is being selected as pengarah. You see? So read and take these people to inspire you to success. Okay? If these people, you know, OKU, deaf, and blind like Helen Keller, okay, can be successful. Okay? So we shouldn't give excuses. All right? Ozana and Eddie. Okay, this one is raised by dogs. Abandoned children are still being found, and two cases of children being cared by dogs. Okay, this is in Ukraine. All right, Oksana. Okay, where did he live? A girl. Okay, in 1991, he lived. She lives in a kennel in the back garden. Okay, of the family home in a town in Ukraine. Okay, born in 1983, and her medical history reported her to be a healthy child. However, her parents were alcoholics, and one day, 3-year-old Ozana was simply left outside. Okay, and looking for shelter, she crawled into a dog house, and for the next 5 years, a dog helped her survive. Okay, undoubtedly by providing her with food and warmth. So when Ozana was found, she behaved and moved all around all four legs like dog, and she mostly barked, could hardly speak, and did not seem to think that speaking was necessary. At that time, okay, the writing, okay, Ozana is 19 years old, okay, and lives in a home for mentally ill, and her speech has improved. Okay, she can now talk in simple sentences, but she has difficulty relating to people. And like the cases of Victor, Ginny, Ozana's development seem to come a little also limited and progress no further. Okay, why? Because she never communicated. Okay, so her doctor, Nagorny, comments that they have been trying to find her an occupation and teach her how to live among people, but most likely she will never be considered a normal person again. Okay, pity her. You see, addict. Okay, in Ukraine also. Okay, uh, found social worker found 4-year-old addict in a deserted apartment. It turned out that his mother was an alcoholic too, and though she stayed in the apartment from time to time, she hadn't cared for the boy since he was 2 years old. Okay, I think this one happened to one of the children. Okay, one of a child in Malaysia, right? I remembered once where the mother dumped him. him or her masa tu, like 4 or 5 years back. The mother dumped him in a flat. Okay, ingat tak that boy? Okay, and so sad, yeah. And then later that boy survived, but he passed away after 1 or 2 years. Okay, maybe other infection lah. Okay, I believe because he had been staying in the apartment. Okay, dan dengan najis, ya, because he was given food. Yeah, I think that makes the maybe, okay, I believe that must be infected by that. Okay, that's very bad. I don't understand where a mother can dump, okay, a kid, okay, a child, okay, that is, comes up from your womb. They were together with you for 9 months, okay, and you dump a child. I just don't get it. Okay. It is so sad lah. Okay, now I pun rasa sedih pula. Okay, so he had to turn to stray dogs, okay, for survival. So 2 years after his discovery, Eddie was living in a foster home. Okay, that would be better. Okay, so his language skills and grammar improved, but slowly. And at the age of 6, his speech was like that of a 3-year-old. Yeah, okay, although he is 6-year-old. But that means he has very limited capability. All right. So Eddie's social skills, however, are likely to remain impaired. Okay. So you can read the following, okay, where you can relate this with critical age. Okay, I believe as I go through just now, you can already talk about critical age to each one of them. For Isabel and Helen, okay, okay, when you can relate, okay, about their past and all, okay, with the second language, with the critical period, why this can, this cannot, okay, please read their achievements. Okay, because I've already mentioned about it. Okay, like Helen Keller, she can speak, okay, but with after, okay, but because she has the speech capability, okay, because before she got the illness. Okay, kalau anak demam, ya, you please monitor. It needs monitoring in a clinic. Okay, since my kids are they were small, yeah, if they get sick, yeah, I will take leave. Why? Demam, jangan kata demam biasa. These are kids, they can be infected by virus or anything. You never know. Okay, so bring them, okay, fast to clinic. All right. So I'm a mother who will take leave, okay, untuk nyawa ini, okay, to take care of my kids if they get sick. Okay, I won't leave them at home or with a BB or with babysitter. I won't. All right, because this is life. Life you can replace. Okay, you can't replace life with other things. Okay, you cannot buy life. All right. Okay, so let's watch this video of Helen Keller. How Helen Keller learned to talk. Yeah.
When I saw Helen Keller first, she was 6 years and 8 months old. She had been blind and deaf and mute since her 19th month as a result of an illness. She had no way of communicating with those around her except a few imitative signs that she had made for herself. A push man go, and pull man come, and so on. She had observed that we did not use the hands when we were talking to each other. And I let her see by putting her hand on my face how we talk with our mouths. She felt the vibration of the spoken word. Instantly, she felt, I want to talk with my mouth. That seemed impossible. But after experimenting for a time, we found that placing her hand in this position, the thumb resting on the throat, right at the larynx, the first finger on the lips, the second on the nose, we found that she could feel the vibration of spoken words. For instance, the throat, she feels the G, the hard G, the. And on the lips, she feels the K sound. On the lips, she feels the B, and with the second finger on the nose, the nasal sound. The first word she learned to articulate was the little word it. With the hand in this position, I made the vowel I. She felt it. I. Then I made the T. She feels it with the finger on her lips, on my lips. Then I put the two letters together to form the word it. And the first word was learned. After her seventh lesson, she was able to speak the sentence word by word. I am not dumb now.
Okay. That's I think you have seen the struggle of it, right? But still, she can be a lecturer and a writer. Okay, that means her brain is good. Okay, it's functioning well. All right, and she is helping people all over the world. All right, that is might be having both. Okay, mute and deaf, or deaf, or either way. Okay, all right. So I think that's all for today. But okay, that means for presentation, okay, we will start week 13 followed by week 14. Okay? Or do you feel that, or don't you think it is better to record like what we did before?
Yeah, a good idea too.
So that okay, we won't, because sometimes when glitches happen, you don't have proper internet line, so it will drag the
Yeah.
application, right? Okay, okay. But when you present, okay, make sure you present and your slides is next to you, having
Sure.
your video, okay. When you speak like me and Safi now, okay, there where I can also look at your body language and so on when you speak, okay. So speak and then have also apa tu PowerPoint next to you, okay.
All right.
And remember, please do not have wordy for final exam. Yeah, remember there will be no on for your slides. So you don't. Please do not have wordy. Yeah, wordy.
Slide.
Please do not make it crowd. Okay, wordy slides presentation. It has just to be your main point and you elaborate. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because earlier I found out some groups have, okay, wordy. It's wordy. In for PowerPoint presentation, you just need to put your what main points saja, not all the words and everything. The rest you elaborate yourself. Okay?
Okay, understand. Madam,
Yes, Safi. Are you at shopping center? I can't hear you. You're mute. Ah.
no, I want to ask, but it's really noisy here.
Oh, you are outside. Okay.
How long the duration?
Oh, the duration is similar. It not more than 10 minutes. Yeah? Okay? That means for next week, yeah, especially during class time, I hope that I will already receive your video. Okay, for me to comment. So make sure minggu depan if kita hari Rabu kan. Okay, hari Rabu, okay, we will still meet here for me to do class. Okay, so you settle your recording. So that means I give you to submit week 13, okay, before week 14 because I need to comment. So if you submit late, don't blame me, yeah, because I need to comment for you to improve your apa tu? Your content. Okay? So that means how can I give feedback for your content? Huh.
Makes sense.
That means okay, then I will comment through and share in the Telegram lah. Okay? This group, what you need to do. This group, what you need to do. Okay? Should be okay. Yeah? Okay. So please also do the same thing. The best is to uh, submit your video through my drive. Okay? Sebab dalam drive ni dia selamat. It's a cloud, right? It's a cloud. Okay? Okay. Okay, one more. Yes. One more. I will have the apa ni? Aduh. I will have a question, okay, before and after you do presentation, okay, where you have to answer in your in e-learning, okay, that will be given. Uh, that will be like a reflection, okay, reflection to yourself, okay. So just answer the question that I will share you before you okay, those who plan to do their recording, okay, please WhatsApp me or send a message through Telegram, okay, then I will uh, okay, that means it's okay, so I will just give you the question, okay, starting today, all right, before you do your presentation. So by next week semua dah hantar lah. Okay, your recording. Alright? Okay. Should have start to submit. Okay, by week 13 to but the faster the better. Because as I receive it, okay, I will comment straight away to you. Okay, I will view it. So once you have submitted, please inform me so that I can go to your video and comment. So when you submitted it and I commented, you can improve your report draft. Okay, your written draft. Okay, written report. All right. I think that is okay. Students, inform me before after they submitted present. Okay, recording presentation. Okay. uh, all right, so after this I will share again this video, all right, for you to listen again if you forgot about this. So once you are done with your recording, please, yeah, all groups, please let me know, a representative lah. Okay, tell me your leader's name and who are your group members, so I will straight away check your work and give comments, and I will give comments. Okay, all right, and please, yeah, I have received a video. Okay, a student wearing a mask when presenting. Okay, that is not supposed to happen because you are not presenting in class. And don't you think it's funny? That is not funny. So I penalize the marks of that student. So kalau dalam markah you nanti, markah you rendah dengan kawan-kawan untuk presentation, ya, your marks, some of you tidak dapat markah yang sama. Because some of you might be doing a lot of mistakes in pronunciation or mistakes in grammar when you present. Okay, or the way you present shows that you're not confident. That all, yeah, affected your marks. So don't complain why my marks is not no, because you should know when it comes to presentation, that is individual assessment. Alright, okay. So jangan buat benda yang I rasa tak logik untuk you buat. Pakai mask through online presentation for what? Okay, ada, ya? And that's not funny. Okay, because I can't see your there is marks, yeah, for your apa tu? Verbal delivery and non-verbal delivery. Yeah. Okay. All right. So any more question? So please look at your quiz question after this. Please complete your quiz question. All right. And also the reflection question, okay, that I inform you before you start your recording presentation nanti. Reflection. Not me. Yes, I will inform later. I haven't decided yet because I have, for next week I have one more chapter. Okay, I inform this now. So I might be doing it in week 14 like that. Okay. 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 So I will. I better inform you also on your test 2, yeah, chapter. Today's topic. Okay. While apa? While an isolated children. Okay. Also on chapter 8, just now I mentioned where it repeated. Okay, all the content is just related. Okay, chapter 8, chapter 10, and next week's chapter. Okay. Okay, anything I will inform you again when I look back at the question. Yeah. All right. So thank you very much, everyone, for your commitment. So please complete your work. Please start, yeah, your recording. Okay. So once you're done, okay, please Please apa? Please inform me. That's important. Okay? Or else,
Okay, madam.
you have to notify me. Yeah, you have to notify me when you submit. Yeah, or else you please don't blame me or anything because I've already remind you here. You must inform me when you submit straight away. Okay, and I will view the video and comment straight away. Okay, maybe not straight away. Maybe like uh, the next day I will give you the comments. All right, because you have to submit. Okay, hopefully, yeah. Once you receive your timetable, exam timetable from, okay, please check. Okay, because we have to bear with the submission date and time. Okay, that will be before 30th July. Okay, so let's see, but we have to wait for exam unit to uh, come up with it officially. Okay, we have to follow on the submission. Okay, on the submission day, date, and time. Okay, all right. So any question or anything regarding your uh, presentation, especially, please ask now. Anyone?
So far, no, madam.
Hmm. No, yeah? Okay. Yeah, thank you, Aiman. Uh, sekejap. I'm looking for your attendance here. Sekejap ya. Are you Amira? Are you here? Are you Amira? Are you here? Oh, you seem to be here. Hello. I can. You are caught. Okay. Seem to be online, but not. Okay. I will take note. Are you Amira? Are you here? Okay. I would like to interview you after this. Your mic is not working. Okay, Christina, are you here? Where are you, Christina? Christina, are you here?
Hear me. Hear madam.
Okay. You don't have class after this, is it?
No.
Okay. All right. I need to interview you. I will give another link. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So the rest I will inform. Yeah. If you need to be interviewed. Okay. So thank you and see you when I see you. Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. Just for Christina that I will interview after this. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Assalamualaikum and
Thank you, madam.
yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you, madam.
madam.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
Have a nice day.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a nice day. Where are you, Sapi?
I'm right here in my house, but the thing is, this house is quite active. I don't know all these kids.
Okay. Okay. I thought you are outside. But
I
where
know.
we cannot go outside for dine in, kan?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. All right. Thank
Okay,
you.
madam.
Okay.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye.